Welcome to another Faith Horizons podcast. Today I'm here alone with John Losh, and we are going
Pretty scary, huh?
Yes, it kind of is. Anyway, so we the two of us have the microphones, and no one else is here. So
Yeah.
that's actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're kind of a little bit, we have an agenda, but a little bit of more of a yearly recap of where we're at.
Yeah.
And then also just, kind of just learn about what we're still doing. So
Yeah. So basically, Nathan and I met at the 2023 conference I hosted at Solid Rock Bible Church for Eternity Ready Radio. Faith Horizons was already a podcast on Eternity Ready Radio. And he came to me in February of this year and said, "Hey, would you come be a part of Faith Horizons?
Yeah,
and recruit and schedule guests and be the co-host." And of course, I knew that was right up my alley. I knew that was God providing another cool opportunity, and I was like, "Of course, yeah." So we've now done 18 guest interviews if you include my spot in February.
Oh my gosh, that's quite a few, John.
Yeah, we did 2 pre-shows, so just you and I, and then now we're here to wrap up our year of 2025. And so you can, now what I'm about to say, all the people I'm about to mention, you can just look them up on the ministry page. You don't have to. Yeah.
So there's actually a missions page on Faith Horizons, or you can actually go and there's a little search bar there, and you can just go in the search bar and then type them in. And we actually have a page for all the ministries that we've interviewed. So
yeah. So each ministry that gets interviewed gets their own page.
They get their own
on
page,
Faith Horizons, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And so this year we've had Dale Knudsen from the Gideons.
I remember something about him. He doesn't
like coffee.
He doesn't like coffee. He thinks that, why would you do that?
To perfectly good water.
To perfectly good water.
And we had to remind him, we still love you, brother. And as a matter of fact, I have my Cinnabon original cinnamon roll coffee here. Ready to go here. So we've had Dale Knudsen from the Gideons. We had what we called 3 Million Bibles with Bill Barker. He and his wife Debbie have From Our Hands to Their Hands, taking Bibles to the Philippines.
Didn't he just go overseas again? I saw a picture.
Last month. I don't know if he's back yet or not, but he was in the Philippines again, taking Bibles over there. And another cool thing, hopefully here at toward the end of this month, AHA, which we'll mention later, is likely going to be shipping some Bibles to Uganda, Africa.
Oh, cool!
And the first bit of those, there's 140 of those that are thanks to Bill Barker. I contacted him and said, "Hey, I got somebody in Uganda, Africa that needs Bibles. Do you know anybody can help?"
Yeah.
And within an hour, he sends me a picture and says, "Look what I've got." And they're Bibles that have a picture of Africa on them.
Oh, wow.
And say God's word for Africa. They're in English.
Yeah.
And this gentleman lives in an English-speaking part of Uganda, Africa. So that's just fine. Anyway, Bill has sent Bibles to the Philippines for several years now. He has this equipment that he takes to churches, and they do these weekend campaigns starting on Friday night, going through Sunday, and they will literally use this equipment to put together anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 Bibles.
Yeah, and you can totally look this up. We have the page, and it's on the missions page or whatever. Bill Barker, From Our Hands to Theirs, and you can learn all about these people.
Yeah, BibleBlessings.org.
Incredible.
And so he's doing a great job with that. We've had Soaring Saxman, Dave Panico.
Oh, yeah, he's fun.
And and of course I have the ball cap. I should have worn my ball cap. I didn't think about that, but
I got the cup somewhere around here.
You got the cup somewhere around here. I've got the ball cap that he put on his website, and Dave has lent his music to. He's been on my radio show in Kearney. He's been on my Men in the Potter's Hands podcast, and he's been letting me use the music and devotions from his site.
Let me go grab his cup real quick. I got it.
Yeah, there you go. And so that, SoaringSaxman.com is his website. You can look him up. I started a fan page for him on Facebook as well. So Soaring Saxman Facebook page, go look that up, become a part of that. And you've got the mug. And
there's the mug.
Yeah. And while he was here, he goes, "Hey, John, I got merch on my website. You got any ideas for stuff I can put on?" I'm like, "Dave, I'm a ball cap guy. Do a ball cap."
Yeah.
So we did a ball cap, and now I have one. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. We've had the Hope Center, Marvin Daniels.
He's solid.
And we've had Career Images, Ray LaPietra.
The Hope Center just recently, they have a thing called the Gathering Space. I think it's called the Gathering. It's called the Gathering or Gathering Event Space or something like that. They have had so many different business ministries come in and do entrepreneurship workshops. And then I
Mhm.
know that they recently did, I mean, over in the last 2 months, they did they actually did like a show, like a model show,
Mhm.
like with a runway and everything and
Mhm.
everything. So anyway, so Hope Center is really kind of very engaged in the community, and they have a incredible facility called The Gathering
Yeah.
space over off 31st, like Linwood Boulevard. So
Yeah, and I hope we get to go to some of their events
yeah, be nice
here in the
to, yep.
future as well.
Mhm.
And then we've had Bridging Evangelism with Dr. Randy Shepard.
Okay.
He and I have talked about, his schedule's gotten kind of busy, but we've talked about, and I hope that in 2026 he and I can start partnering in a discipleship project
Yeah.
to be able to be offered to churches. And the idea is not for him to teach it or us to teach it. It's for us just to say, here it is, and for the pastors and church staff to take it and run with it. But if their people can't take it at church, there will be a website with him teaching it. My testimony on video about why I think discipleship is important, which will also be in print form in the printed material that we'll offer. So he's I'm looking forward to working with him on that. God's Bucket Brigade, John
He's
Higginbotham.
fun, man.
Yeah, he was a fun guy. I thought his wife was going to come on too, but
well, I mean, yeah. So they're out in Bonner Springs, I think. So
yeah.
But they just got a new van. I think someone helped, or maybe some businesses or somebody helped them get a new van.
Yeah, and on Thanksgiving Day, they went out and delivered meals.
Yeah, their van had gone down, and so now they got a new van. So.
Yeah, and they went out and delivered meals to people on Thanksgiving Day, and I posted their video about that. And so that was really cool. Vernizonal Media, my buddy David Cook.
Yeah.
He's one of the sister stations of Eternity Ready Radio. He used to work for Kansas City Youth for Christ at Channel 50 years ago. Unconventional Ministry podcast, and talking about Sat 7 with Dennis Weens.
He was really good, yeah.
Yeah, another veteran of my radio show in Kearney. He and his family have been somebody my church has supported for many years. Been on my Men of the Potter's Hands podcast. American Association for Higher Education with Dr. Stephen Barnhart, PhD.
And you're very connected to that.
Yes.
So we will be hopefully in the future having an interview that kind of goes a little bit more in depth, at least a 15-minute interview to figure out kind of more about what AAHEA is doing.
Yeah, and I am the administrative assistant to Dr. Barnhart and chief press news correspondent. And I'm going to be starting to, if you look us up, American Association for Higher Education on Facebook. I just became an administrator on that today, so I'm going to be posting my articles I've written on that. He's going to get my articles I've written so far on the AAHEA website, so that's aahea.org. And then Collegiate Impact with Travis.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Travis has an office right here in this building.
Yeah.
So he wasn't hard to just come on down the hall, Travis.
Yeah, so they are really they're very they're I think one of their primary objectives is just to engage college students on a regular basis, create relationships, and they do a lot of that. They take whiteboards out there, they ask questions, they are very engaged with the college communities, specifically, I believe the junior. I mean the associate degree colleges, like the junior colleges in UKC too.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And they are involved in several of the community colleges.
At least 7.
Yeah.
At least 7 and I think they have over half of them. And then also I think they're all branching out to St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're branched out to St. Louis.
They have one school in St. Louis.
Yeah, and there are a lot of young people that kind of go away from their faith and they start going to college. Yeah. And so Collegiate Impact is all about getting, catching up with them, while they're in college. And if they've already started to drift away from their faith, hopefully God's leading them to bring them back to their faith, or catch these students before.
Yeah, and they, big part of what they're doing is they're providing a fun, life-filled community for the kids, for them to be involved with while they're at school.
Yeah.
So they stay with the Lord,
Yeah.
So,
and then those students can turn around and multiply what's been done for them.
Because there's other fun. There's other fun groups in college that aren't necessarily as godly. So
Exactly. We've had, of course, Eternity Ready Radio, Eternity Ready Radio podcasts and TV with Jeremiah Ferris. I've been the media relations representative for them since March of 2020.
Yeah.
I recruit sister stations, podcasters, musicians, TV stations, and TV networks. God has given us immense growth here in 2025, and looking forward to even more in 2026.
That's great, yeah.
And and of course, Faith Horizons is on there, not only as a podcast, but now as a weekly radio show.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And he's now talking about making Men of the Potter's Hands a weekly radio show
Oh, that's
that he
great,
would put
yeah.
on right before Faith Horizons.
Oh, wow.
So that would be cool if that happens.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and then the co-op.
The co-op at Shoal Creek,
Co-op
right?
Shoal
Yeah.
Creek.
The
So
co-op
we
at
had
Shoal
Bob
Creek,
and Heather
cool. Yeah.
come on and talk about how they create co-op working spaces in churches.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And they started out with one. They've got a second one in Excelsior. They're talking about bringing on another one by the beginning of the year. And I told them, I said, look, AHEA is going to be starting to reach out to churches to invite them to be part of AHEA. I know that would probably initially be by email and stuff like that, but if we ever actually have to go into churches and meet with their leadership, if I see a church that might be a good candidate for doing what you guys do, I got no problem picking up, hey, Bob, Heather, come on down, And then Lloyd and Amanda Lepore, IgniteLifeKC.com.
Yeah, they're good people. They're always online.
They're very vibrant.
Very vibrant. And she is, quite creative. She's got a lot of, different stuff that they've put together. And I think she's a predominant designer with them. So
yeah. And she has a lot of crafty things you can find on their website that she makes. So IgniteLifeKC.com. Check them out. They use a lot of sports hype.
Yeah.
With the Chiefs and Royals here in Kansas
There's a lot of sports hype in Kansas City. Yeah. They just basically they're riding the wave. They're riding the wave.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then Naturally Supernatural, 517 Ministries with Reverend Michael Holman. So, want to thank all of our great guests we've had this year that God has blessed us with bringing here in the studio and talk to them about what they do. And basically the idea, again, behind Faith Horizons is we don't need to reinvent the wheel on what God's doing in Kansas City. We're going to go find those people who are doing what God's doing in Kansas City and bring them in and say, okay, what is God using you and your business and your ministry to do for God's kingdom in Kansas City?
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know if we mentioned Genesis 1:1. I think you did.
Yeah.
But I was able to do an interview with Genesis 1:1, which is a fine arts community, and they had just gotten back from Italy. And anyway, I've interviewed Bill Otterness quite a few times. But anyway, Bill and Julia is obviously the one that does all the art around here. If you that podcast is yet to be released, but it will be soon. Anyway,
yeah, and you went and did the Women in the Well thing that Shel Saunders Gotch was putting on.
So with Faith Horizons, what I like to do is I like to interview people that are in ministry or ministries that are in Kansas City. It's all about discovering the kingdom of God in Kansas City, one conversation at a time.
Right.
So basically we do this interview, but then once I've kind of got you on my docket list of people that I've already interviewed, I like to kind of go find out what you're doing in the community like once or twice a year, just to to do a video or to take some pictures, because I mean it's not like you stop existing once we've done an interview with you. You're
and plus anytime I see these ministries do posts on Facebook about what they're doing, I immediately share their posts and on our and you and I started a fellowship group here in Kansas City as well called KC Kingdom Builders.
Yeah, KC Kingdom. It's just kind of been on the downside, but
right.
But it's just.
But who knows what might happen in 2026?
That's
so
true.
And the idea of that group is we try to meet. Is the idea anyway is for us to try to meet once or twice a month with a group of people and either hear from one ministry speaker about what their ministry is doing, kind of like we do here, or hear what multiple ministries in Kansas City are doing.
Yeah.
Of course, have coffee, fellowship.
It's very conversational. Really, we didn't never focus on one individual,
right?
But everybody kind of got to share, what they're doing.
Yeah. And so I share their posts of these different ministries posts on my Facebook on KC Kingdom Builders. I share my podcasts on there.
Yeah. And what we do is we just meet at local coffee shops, or I guess restaurants if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Just different places. So that way it's not, it's always a neutral place. So.
Right. Well, and not only that, but that business gets promoted.
Yeah.
Through us being there.
Yeah, that's true.
So
anyway, but that will hopefully we'll be able to pick that up and maybe create some dates for that this next year.
Yeah.
So.
And now we are already scheduled with guests for at least 2 shows a month through the first week in June so far.
Oh my gosh! So we're already halfway scheduled through the year.
Yes. Yeah.
See, this is a very popular show, folks.
Yeah.
at least it's popular to be on.
Yeah. People are beating down our door to get in here.
So, and we've got even more, requests out there that haven't been fulfilled yet. Quite a few, from what.
And you got to understand, folks, when you're doing something like we're doing, and you're reaching out to people. There are a lot of people that you reach out to you may never even hear back from. That happens to me when I'm reaching out to people about being on the Men in the Potter's Hands podcast, the Losh Man Sports Show, being a part of Eternity Ready Radio. starting to reach out to churches for AEHEA, all these different ministries. I mean, you may reach out to 1,000 or, a couple thousand people in a year and only get a small percentage of the people you've reached out to.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of time. And mind you, we both work full-time jobs.
Yeah.
This is not our full-time occupation.
Yeah, I do. And I'll have to go, be cleaning churches this afternoon. I mean, this evening with Nissen Services.
I work in an alarm call center.
Yeah, I've worked for Nissen Services for 16 and a half years now. We've got quite a few different clients in Kansas City. So,
yeah. So, I mean, it takes a lot of time when we're not, doing our full-time job and we're not spending time with our wives and, kids and stuff like that. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on email. You got to be, but one nice thing, though, is, with social media, though, and I know, again, I've said it before, some people knock social media, and that's fine. You don't have to be on it if you don't want to. But social media can also be an awesome tool. It's just awesome for connecting with people because once social media learns what you like, it's going to send a lot of suggestions your way. And a lot of those people may be podcasters, musicians, sister stations, TV stations, and networks that I can get for Eternity Ready Radio. It can be people we can get for Faith Horizons.
Yeah.
It can be people I can get for AHEA. It can be people I can get on Men of the Potter's Hands, the Losh Sports Show, the Legacies on the Rails podcast, whatever. So, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of reaching out to a lot of people. And sometimes your schedules are not always going to jive either.
Oh, that's true.
I have a lot of people and they say, like if I say, hey, let's have you on, whichever podcast, and they go, okay, so what's the schedule? What's your availability? And I go, well, this is my availability. And they're like, can't even do it, So I mean, okay, no problem. I understand. It doesn't work for everybody, but, so it takes a lot of time. And
there's a lot of just persistence too to get the right ones on. I know we've had to hunt some of these people down.
Yeah, and it's been a great tool for promoting these ministries, even if you're not directly reaching out to somebody and going, "Hey, come be a part of this." Like if I'm on some Kansas City area small business pages, okay, so every time one of them says, "Hey, let's welcome our new members," I always say "welcome," and I say from the American Association for Higher Education Accreditation, the Faith Horizons podcast. I tag all 3 Facebook pages in those posts. If it's nonprofit pages, again, I'm tagging American Association for Higher Education and Eternity Ready Radio. There's some that I'm just tagging the American Association for Higher Education Accreditation in, and I let you guys know, not to brag or anything, just so you're aware, just FYI, you may be getting a lot of notices, on those Facebook pages that, hey, John mentioned Eternity Ready, John mentioned Faith Horizons, John mentioned AHEA, on those pages and stuff. So it's been a great way to keep all of our names out there for, and I probably do this 20 times a day at least.
I've seen quite a few of them. Yeah.
So,
well, thank you for doing that. Yeah.
Oh, no problem. Just, promotions is what God's called me to do. It's the way He's wired me. And I love, and the times that I do get to actually establish direct relationships for, our podcast, my podcast, Eternity Ready, AHEA. I love the connections. I love the relationships. And I love that a lot of the people that have been on this podcast have been first on my Fulfill Your Ministry show in Kearney. Well, or either on my radio shows from 2004 to 2008 in Liberty, my Fulfill Your Ministry radio show in Kearney from December of 18 till May of 2019. Then they've been on the Men of the Potter's Hands podcast. They've come and spoken at my church.
Yeah.
We've had breakfast. We've had coffee. We've had lunch.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. You and I get together sometimes and have lunch before we do this podcast now and then. And I just love those long-term relationships because you look at my Facebook page and one of the things in my description says super extrovert. And it's true. It's really true. And I'm thrilled that God has made me that way.
Yeah.
And I don't, I could never see myself as an introvert, and let's face it, folks, I'm off on Sundays and Wednesdays. Okay. So a lot of Wednesdays I'm going, just like this morning, I'm going and meeting with Dr. Barnhart for breakfast at our rigger spot, TJ's Cafe in Grandview. And And then, and then our office is literally just around the corner for AHA. So we pull out of there, go to the AHA office, and I work for, a few hours there, writing articles, helping him around the office, brainstorming what we can do next, and then like today came and did this, podcast with you.
Yeah.
And, and then, or I may be going somewhere, either to my home studio or to my church and recording one of my podcasts with one of my guests,
That's so good. Yeah.
or writing an article for the AHA website, or recording one of my own solo podcasts, if I'm not doing it with a guest. And then 6:00 on Wednesday evenings, I'm on a 6 p.m. Zoom call with our affiliate ministry, the International Circle of Faith, which is an affiliate ministry of AHA. So, I am just, and then there's a, won't get too much into this, but we're getting, AHA, ICOF are working with some others here to, after the first of the year, we're going to be releasing a coffee line. It's going to be called Christian World Network Coffee.
Yeah.
And it's going to have 2 different brands. It's going to have Chaplain's Reserve and Devotion Coffee.
Chaplain's Reserve.
Chaplain's Reserve, yeah. Girl Scouts have cookies. Chaplains have coffee. Devotion coffee is the coffee that gives back. It reminds you that your devotions and your coffee are waiting. The bags that are this coffee is going to be produced in will be able to change the shelf life of coffee from like 6 weeks to 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And the bags can be customized. The idea is we want to help churches and ministries raise funds. So they buy a bag of coffee for like $20, resell it for $40, and they can put their own logo on the, and it'll still say Devotion Coffee or whatever, but then it can be customized, with the church's name, logo, information, whatever. So it really looks like it's coming from their, church, and, I'm definitely obviously a coffee guy. So, I'm hoping that, and there are going to be several of us that are going to be what's called resellers for that. So I'm hoping that actually turns into our own, each one of us having our own actual individual business doing that.
That's good. Yeah.
2026. So
that's so cool.
That's an exciting project.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So Faith Horizons, we're kind of picking it up. We are picking it up, but we've basically been doing interviews, and we just continue to do interviews. And so, I've got the missions page now, so you can basically go on there, and it's actually got, so you click on, there's actually different, it's separated into different categories, like you can do like evangelism or missions, like a missions,
right.
Or like a community mission or whatever.
Yeah.
And so anyway, there's different descriptions of what those are, but you click on them, and then all of the ministries that are associated with that will be on this like little tab that like it just comes right over the top of it, and it's on this tab. But then also on there, they've got like this little view, preview thing, and then that will bring another video over right over the top of that they could just listen to this short little thing of all the different ministries that we've had. And I created that just to make it simple to kind of like peruse around, the ministries that we've already done interviews with, and I will continue to add to that. But that's one of the things I've done to kind of break down what's actually, on the site as we continue to add to it, because, my goal is to continue to make it more like a Discovery Channel, and hopefully even better than the Discovery Channel, because the Discovery Channel has like a lot of like, I go on their website and they've got like shows and like each one of their shows, but I'm like, well, but right now, because that's what they're promoting is what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Whereas I want to promote what God is ongoingly doing. So
I like the Discovery Channel. I like Shark Week and Deadliest Catch.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is Discovery Channel promotes what they're recording right now.
Right.
And I want to promote what God is doing in Kansas City as long as the ministry continues to exist. So we have to kind of like keep bringing them back up to the forefront. Hey, this ministry still exists. They're still doing their job,
Yeah. And sometimes we get guests in here, they bring us cool stuff. Swing Sex Museum. We got some books up there for some of our guests. We got a Gideon Bible up there. We got a bracelet from FCA, and hopefully we'll continue to get some cool stuff in here from different guests. And
this is the baton from God's Relay Race.
Okay, there you go. So so we get some cool little trinkets to display here in the studio, and we'll continue to collect those over time, and
Yeah, so my goal is just to basically continue to provide a more valuable resource to the, Kansas City community, so that people can discover the ministries, that they can donate, that they can get involved with,
Right.
volunteer wise, or they can donate, or they can, maybe if they even need help, like the people that need help can find the ministries that they need, that are actually have some, that already have some reputation, and they could just watch a video from that person. So
right. Like I have a cousin that I know would be a great fit for God's Bucket Brigade.
Oh yeah.
And I told her here recently, I said, you need to look John up and see if you can get.
Where does your cousin live at?
She's in. She was in Holden. I forget where. No, she's in Richmond now. Richmond, Missouri.
So the nice thing about God's Bucket Brigade, like what he's already said, basically, is you can buy those buckets anywhere in the country and start it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was I think I called it a pre-made ministry. It's a pre-made ministry. It's like pre-made meals. You stick it in the microwave. Well, this is a pre-made ministry. You just buy the buckets and walk out the door.
Yeah, there you go.
Buy them, pack them, and then walk out the door. So
yeah.
Such a cool thing, So anyway, but I love promoting what God is, all the different ministries in Kansas City, what the people of God are doing, because I feel like the people are all representing a different part of God's heart, the different dreams of God. And so, I feel like if I support the different dreams of God through supporting the people, then I'll be supporting the mission of God in Kansas City. So
yeah,
that's my That's my bet.
Yep.
So anyway,
and of course, with the different one thing, I've started a new kind of a little project I'm doing right now, and using AI to try to further using my love of trains to promote other ministries and stuff.
Yeah.
So I did a thing. I already sent Dr. Barnhart a thing this morning that has a train on there. It's promoting AHEA. I got one to show you for Faith Horizons.
So cool,
you can put it on the website. I can do an 8x10 thing, and we can hang here in the studio. And I did one for Michelle Saunders Gotch for Altered Stories, and I'm going to do one for Yvette's ministry.
And Eternity Ready. You already got one for them.
I sent Jeremiah one for Eternity Ready. And the place where Dr. Barnhart and I eat on some Wednesday mornings, I'm going to do one for them to hang up in their restaurant. And
they're good. They're a good group. That
TJ's Cafe.
TJ's Cafe. Yeah. I've been there like 4 times. It's wonderful.
So I'm hoping, I've got a friend from high school that works in a Northland bakery called Wally's Pastry Shop, and I've already shown her what I've done for them, that I'm going to turn into an 8x10, and they're going to hang it there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So there'll be hopefully either my AI created train things. There's going to be one. I'm going to be giving one to my church that I've created for them, and and it doesn't even have my name on there.
Yeah.
It just says whatever the organization in it. It says like a legacy rolling since whenever.
Yeah.
But because I use legacies on the rails, it kind of
goes in there.
Points to that. Yeah.
So anyway, that's so cool. Well,
yeah.
I think we're winding down now. We basically have gone through, a lot of the ministries and everything that we're doing, and I'm kind of giving you an update of where Faith Horizons at right now.
And I got a wedding to go to next week in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are you flying?
Flying, yes.
Yeah, because that's
leaving next Wednesday.
A little bit of a drive.
Leaving next Wednesday, coming back the following Monday. Yeah.
You guys have a lease car there or something like that?
Yeah, we got a rental car, and
that's fun.
Got my tux here recently from the Black Tux, and
oh wow,
and we got another suit for me for some of the social thing that'll be going on there and stuff. So
well, thanks for the time just to catch up, John. And,
no problem.
No problem. We'll continue to do
looking
this.
Looking forward to an exciting year of the guests we'll be having in 2026, and wherever God decides to take this in the future. So,
and just thank you, for all that. Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
All right, God bless.
Thank you.